You might like Disney Pixar's Brave, but here's a bunch of people who hated it. Disappointingly predictable with far too much time on the ridiculous antics of the father and other Scottish chieftains. There was a lost opportunity to teach us something about medieval Scotland and about the complex timelessness of mother-daughter conflicts. You wanted a fucking history lesson? From Brave? Why? That is the last thing I wanted from this movie. Did not want to be educated during this at all. Toy Story didn't teach me the history of toys. Who fucking cares?
One of Pixar's worst movies in my opinion. The story isn't that good and I think some of the trailers were very misleading. I don't understand how this movie is about being brave. How do you not understand how it's about being brave when someone who wasn't technically supposed to do something because it was culturally frowned upon, taking matters into her own hands and doing things that took courage. Insert joke here.
After ruminating about Brave a little longer, I'm surprised at how shallow this film is. A Pixar film directed by a Disney director, you're ultimately better off watching Tangled. Why do you have to decide between the two? That doesn't make any sense at all. Also, what's wrong with a Pixar movie being directed by a Disney director? Pixar and Disney work together. That's not weird. And it's not like they Disney'd the shit out of Pixar. And Tangled is Disney. I'm really confused by all of this. That doesn't make any sense at all.
The most disappointing animated film I've seen, apparently being a strong female character and disrespecting your elders and whining a lot are the same thing. And once her mom was turned into a bear, the bitch didn't even care until she was gonna die. The movie had potential, but it just turned into basic Disney feminist propaganda without a lesson to learn from it. You don't know how to process movies correctly. And how is that feminist propaganda? You just interchange her with him, and it's the same story. It does nothing different. Although, no, it does nothing different.
The movie would have been great, but really, me and my kids did not want to see computer animated butts. They could have left that out and been just fine. Ruined the whole movie. And the last time an ass destroyed anything was Kim Kardashian's. It destroyed the internet. That's what I meant. Get your minds out of the gutter, people.
Ah yes, the old bait and switch. Don't let the trailers fool you. This is not an epic Scottish warrior princess who awesomely defends a kingdom. This is about some people who get turned into bears. At any point in their marketing did they do a whole defending the kingdom thing? It was just advertised as a coming of age with a mystical twist. So, David Blaine's childhood.
Absolutely horrible. I love Pixar, but the plot made no sense. Most of the movie was filler with chase scenes through the castle and forest, perhaps to show off the 3D aspect. The movie doesn't involve being brave, should have been called Bear Movie. Look, I understand that was a major plot point, but it's not the only thing that happened in this movie. Other stuff happened. Bear Movie would imply it was a movie about bears, and it's not a movie about bears. It's a movie that involves bears. It's like thinking a porn is actually about pizza delivery.
I don't like this Pixar film. Does that make me a bad person for not liking one Pixar film? No. Although if you didn't like this movie while being a serial killer, yes, that makes you a bad person. There, I got one. I figured it out.
So I guess I'm the only one who despised this movie? Why? The lack of fun? The fact that it was cliche and tired? And how it all just felt like one big advertisement? What was it advertising? Everyone seems to think it's only about bears, so that honey that comes in a bear, maybe? I don't know. Teddy Ruxpin's coming back, right? What the f was it advertising?
This movie is awful. One word, bears. Instead of titling this movie Brave, they should have titled it Bears. Nothing happens in this movie. You hate wildlife or large gay men. Or both.
Terrible. Not worthy of the Pixar name. You do realize that anything they make is going to have the Pixar name, right? It just means they made it. It doesn't have to be worthy of anything to anyone. They just have to make it. Samsung made an exploding phone. Not worthy of the Samsung name? No, it's named that because they made it. I agree. Some people's halves of faces are very disappointed, but it's allowed to have that name.
I was so hyped for this movie when it was about to come out. Then it came out. Groan. Turns out that the bare truth of this film is that it's a lousy excuse to get guys to see a Disney princess movie. It's crap. No, that is not the intention. But man, you are susceptible to marketing. How many Hot Pockets are in your freezer right now? Did you buy that thing that you can use to microwave an egg? Or that special buffer for your Toyota Sentra? I mean, how many f***ing Snuggies do you own?
First Pixar movie I didn't enjoy, and I wanted to. So friggin' much. Too many reasons, but most of it boils down to the entire film feeling like it was made by 100 people, and 99 were men. Too cliche to be a Pixar film. Why did it feel like most of the people who made this were men? How did it? I don't understand how it felt like that. And actually, the really funny thing is, by you saying that this movie is somewhat sexist because it felt like it was being made by a ton of men, makes you actually sexist because you're looking at something and saying that a woman couldn't make it. Sorry. F***ed up your shit.
A bear? Really? A bear? A bear, you say? It's just starting to not sound like a word. Thanks. And yes, a bear. You're gonna have to bear with it. Boo! Was that unbearable for you?
Boo!
Oh, that was very good.
Boo! Ugh. Pixar, you missed the mark on this one. I'd say more, but it makes me angry to think about this movie. As we read more and more of these, I mean, we've done a ton of episodes. People are just having trouble processing emotions. There's an epidemic if people can't think about a movie without getting pissed off. That's a problem. We are getting mad about the wrong things. I should have gone into therapy. I'd be loaded.
Barely made it.
Boo!
Thanks, you read my quote for me.
Disney's solution to their sexist movies towards women? A sexist movie towards men. How is this sexist? There's strong men, there's weak men. There's strong women, there's weak women. There's just people. It's just people. I feel like people are just searching for things now. They're just trying to find something to be upset about. You're that asshole that puts a cricket in your Big Mac and tries to sue McDonald's. It wasn't there. That Big Mac was fine until you came along and put a cricket in it.
Ugh, Dad, Mom's a bear, don't murder her. Common phrase.
Brave is a coward of a film. I quit. That's just stupid.
Pleasing on the eye visuals cannot make up for the lack of story and characters. Brave is Pixar's The Phantom Menace. Wouldn't that be more like Cars 2? I mean, it is entirely animated. It's more like Revenge of the Scots.
It's more like Attack of the Clones. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little bell right next to it so you can be notified right when we have a video out. Also, if you want to see another one from us, click one of the ones on the screen. And until we see you next time, geek out and game on.